In 1996, fishermen near the coast of California discovered something impossible, a creature more than 20 feet long. Its body shimmered like polished silver. A crimson crown ran down its head, and it appeared from the depths of an ocean so dark that sunlight has never touched it. The fishermen had no idea what they were looking at. But the strange part wasn't the creature. The strange part was that people had been describing it for thousands of years. Sea serpents, ocean dragons, messengers of the gods. For centuries, sailors claimed they existed. For centuries, everyone laughed at them. Then science discovered something unsettling. The sailors might not have been entirely wrong. This is the story of the oarfish, the creature that spent most of human history hiding in the dark, and the reason ancient people believed monsters lived beneath the sea. Imagine standing on the shore 3,000 years ago. The ocean is not a place of exploration. It is a place of mystery. A place where ships vanish. A place where storms appear without warning. A place that swallows people and never returns them. Everything beyond the horizon is unknown. And occasionally, the unknown comes back. A giant carcass washes onto the beach. Its body longer than any fish you've ever seen. Its skin shining like metal. Its face unlike anything familiar. Where did it come from? Nobody knows. Because nobody has ever seen where it lives. The creature arrives from the darkness and then dies, leaving only questions, and humans are very good at answering questions they don't understand. We call those answers myths. Every culture that lived near the ocean had stories. The Greeks spoke of monsters lurking beneath the waves. The Norse feared enormous serpents capable of wrapping around the world. Japanese fishermen described strange dragon-like creatures rising from the depths. Pacific Islanders told stories of ocean spirits. Chinese legends spoke of sea dragons controlling storms and tides. At first glance, these stories seem completely unrelated. Different continents, different languages, different civilizations. Yet they all share something surprisingly similar. Long bodies, serpentine movements, creatures emerging unexpectedly from the sea. It's almost as if people across the world were describing different versions of the same thing. But how? How could civilizations separated by thousands of miles tell such similar stories? The answer might lie far beneath the surface. For most of history, the oarfish was practically invisible, not because it was rare, because it lived somewhere humans couldn't go. Hundreds of meters beneath the surface, far below the reach of ancient divers, far below sunlight, far below the world people understood. Imagine an alien civilization living beneath Antarctica. Occasionally, one of them drifts into a city, then disappears forever. That's what the oarfish was to humanity. An occasional visitor from another world. Scientists today believe oarfish spend much of their lives swimming vertically, head up, tail down, hovering silently in the darkness, waiting, drifting, existing in a realm we rarely see. Even now, despite modern technology, sightings remain incredibly rare. Think about that. We have satellites, nuclear submarines, deep-sea drones, artificial intelligence, yet one of the longest fish on Earth still manages to avoid us. For centuries, reports of giant sea serpents were dismissed. Educated people considered them nonsense. Sailors were known for exaggeration. Storms distorted perception. Fear created hallucinations. At least that was the explanation. Then the evidence started piling up. First came giant squid, a creature once considered mythical, then giant oarfish, then colossal squid, then countless deep-sea animals, stranger than fiction. One by one, monsters became biology, and suddenly the old stories felt different, not accurate, but not entirely wrong either. The people describing them had seen something something real, something science simply hadn't discovered yet. Nowhere is this more fascinating than Japan. There, the oarfish carries a remarkable name, Ryugu no Tsukai, the messenger of the Dragon King's palace. Think about that. Not monster, not demon, messenger. For centuries, Japanese fishermen believed sightings of these creatures were signs from the sea itself. Warnings, messages, omens. The fish appeared so rarely that every encounter felt significant. And when something appears only once in a lifetime, people search for meaning. Even today, stories persist. When oarfish wash ashore, some believe earthquakes may follow. Scientists have searched for evidence. So far, none exists. Yet the legend survives. Because legends rarely depend on proof. They depend on wonder. To understand why people created myths about this creature, you need to picture it. Not in a museum, not in a photograph. In the open ocean at dusk, far from shore. The body is silver, reflective, almost glowing. Its red dorsal fin runs the entire length of its body. The crest near its head resembles a crown. As it moves, it doesn't swim like most fish. It undulates, like a ribbon, like a serpent, like something not entirely natural. Now imagine seeing that from a wooden boat. No biology textbooks, no documentaries, no internet. Just you, the sea, and a creature that shouldn't exist. Would you think it was a fish? Or would you think it was something else? Most people know the answer. The deeper scientists explore, the stranger the ocean becomes. Transparent fish, glowing predators, creatures with giant eyes, animals that survive pressures capable of crushing submarines, entire ecosystems built around volcanic vents, places where life exists without sunlight. The deeper we go, the more we realize something uncomfortable. Humanity understands the surface of the ocean, not the ocean itself. Even today, large portions of the deep sea remain unexplored. There are mountain ranges larger than the Alps hidden underwater, canyons deeper than the Grand Canyon, species we have never documented, creatures we have never seen. Which raises an unsettling possibility. How many modern myths are simply discoveries waiting for the future? The story of the oarfish isn't really about a fish. It's about something else. It's about how humans respond to mystery. When our ancestors saw something they couldn't explain, they built stories around it. Sometimes those stories were wrong. Sometimes they were surprisingly close to the truth. The sea serpent wasn't real. The Dragon King wasn't real. But the creature that inspired those stories was. Hidden beneath the waves, waiting, existing long before humans invented names for it. And perhaps that's what makes this story so fascinating. Because the monster was never imaginary, only misunderstood. For thousands of years, people stood at the edge of the ocean and wondered what lived below. They imagined gods, demons, dragons, monsters. Most of those creatures never existed, but some did. Not exactly as the stories described them, yet real enough to leave footprints in mythology. The oarfish spent its entire existence hidden in darkness, a silver ribbon drifting through a world humans could not reach. Occasionally it surfaced, occasionally someone saw it, and those rare encounters became legends. The strange thing is that after all our technology, after all our science, after everything we've learned about the universe, the ocean still keeps secrets. And somewhere beneath the waves, in darkness older than civilization itself, creatures are swimming that most of humanity will never see, just as they always have. The difference is that now we call them animals. 3,000 years ago, we called them gods.